Today, we're diving into the world of lifeguard training. And I'll tell you, most of us have this picture of a lifeguard just kind of watching the water. But the reality of what it takes to earn that title, it is so much more intense and honestly, way more impressive than you probably think. So let me ask you this. When you hear the word lifeguard, what's the first image that pops into your head? Yeah, for a lot of people, it's that person sitting way up in a chair, sunglasses on, maybe twirling a whistle. The classic image of a chill summer job. But that is just scratching the surface. The truth is that calm, cool exterior is built on a foundation of some really tough training. Being a lifeguard isn't about getting a tan. It's about being a first responder. It's a mission to prevent accidents, to respond to emergencies, and when it really counts, to save a life. So, let's totally deconstruct that summer job myth. We're going to get into how certified training transforms a person into a skilled professional, someone who is ready to act when every single second matters. Okay, so what does that skill toolkit actually look like? Well, it's a comprehensive program designed for real-world situations, covering everything from complex water rescues to serious medical emergencies that happen on dry land. At the very heart of the certification, it all boils down to these three pillars. You've got the advanced swim and rescue skills for in-water action. Then there's comprehensive first aid to handle just about anything. And, of course, the critical CPR and AED certification to respond to cardiac arrest. Each one is absolutely vital. And listen, the swim training, it goes way, way beyond what you'd learn in a typical class. Trainees are practicing these high-stress scenarios, learning how to approach swimmers who are panicking, and how to use specialized gear like backboards to safely get someone out of the water without causing further injury. And the responsibility doesn't stop at the water's edge. A lot of the time, the lifeguard is the very first person on the scene for any medical incident. That means they're trained to handle everything from a simple cut to something as serious as a stroke or a seizure. They are, in every single sense of the word, first responders. And in that worst-case scenario, when a person's heart stops, a certified lifeguard knows exactly what to do. They can assess the situation, deliver powerful chest compressions, and operate an AED. That's a device that can literally restart a heart. These are the skills that make all the difference. So, with a skill set like this, where can you actually go? Well, the opportunities are surprisingly diverse and go far beyond your neighborhood pool. You might be shocked at where the certification can take you. First up, you've got massive water parks. With all those crazy wave pools and giant slides, these places need huge teams of highly skilled, certified lifeguards to keep everyone safe. Then there are hotels and resorts. We're talking everything from luxury high-rises to sprawling beachfront properties. Professional lifeguards are a really key part of the guest experience. And it's not just a summer gig either. Think about health clubs and gyms. They need lifeguards all year round, which means steady work in the wellness industry. And get this, you could even find yourself working on a cruise ship, watching over pools and water attractions while you're literally sailing the open seas. The certification can take you all around the world. But beyond the job itself, the training provides these huge personal benefits. These are skills that really shape you as a person, and honestly, they stay with you for your entire life, whether you keep lifeguarding or not. Think of it this way. The job gives you those immediate rewards, right? A paycheck, some work experience. But the training gives you something permanent. You build this incredible confidence to handle an emergency, and you master life-saving skills you can use anywhere at any time. And let's talk about what this looks like to a future employer in any field. When a hiring manager sees lifeguard certified on a resume, it instantly tells them you're dependable, you're disciplined, and you can stay calm and respond under immense pressure. That is incredibly valuable. So as we start to wrap this up, it all comes down to this. The training is designed to build two things: competence, that's the technical skill to do the job, and confidence, which is that mental readiness to act without even thinking twice. This quote just sums it all up perfectly. When a real emergency occurs, you're not just ready, you're qualified and confident. It's all about that transformation from being just a bystander to becoming a responder. That is the entire point. And that really leaves us with one final thought. An emergency can happen anytime, anywhere. So the question this training really asks is, if something happened right in front of you, are you prepared to be the one who steps up and acts? Thanks for joining me. So picture this for a second. Your office for the summer has sun, sand, and the sound of the waves. If you're on the lookout for a job that's way more than just a paycheck, you are in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into how you can become a certified lifeguard right here on Long Island. So let me just ask you straight up. Are you trying to find what might be the absolute best job on Long Island? A role that really means something? Well, you might want to think about becoming a lifeguard. It's honestly one of the most rewarding ways to spend a summer. I mean, it's this perfect mix of serious responsibility, doing something great for your community, and, let's be real, an office view that you just can't beat. But what really makes it the ultimate summer job? Let's get into why this is so much more than just sitting in a chair and watching the water. Okay, first off, the perks are pretty incredible. You get to be outside all day. You have this really important job of keeping people safe. The pay is great, and you walk away with actual professional life-saving skills like CPR and first aid. That means you're qualified for jobs at pools, beaches, and private clubs all over the island.
All right, so are you ready to take the plunge? Before you jump in, there are a few things on the old pre-dive checklist that you're going to need to have down.
The first big hurdle is the physical one, the swim test. It's basically designed to make sure you've got the strength and endurance for the job. First, you've got to swim 300 yards without stopping. Think more marathon, less sprint. Then, you'll need to tread water for 2 whole minutes using only your legs. And finally, you have to retrieve a 10-pound brick from the deep end. It's definitely a challenge, but trust me, it's totally achievable. Now listen up, because not all lifeguard courses are created equal. When you're picking one, first thing you need to check is if it's accredited by the New York State Department of Health. You also want instructors with real-world rescue experience, people who have actually done this. And make sure the course has tons of hands-on in-the-water practice. And of course, location is key, and you'll want to see if they offer recertification classes for down the road.
So, where should you go? Well, we did the homework for you and narrowed it down. So here it is, your guide to the 5 best lifeguard training centers on all of Long Island.
Kicking us off is Lifeguard Training NY in Roslyn Heights. These guys are a huge operation. They train thousands of students every single year. They offer both pool and waterfront certifications. They've got flexible classes on evenings and weekends, and you get your digital certification super fast once you're done. But here's a huge advantage they have, an indoor pool. This means they can offer training all year round. Plus, they have prep sessions specifically geared toward the official Nassau County exam, which is a massive plus if that's where you want to work. Okay, our second pick is Swim and Scuba over in Plainview. They use the American Red Cross curriculum, which is recognized everywhere. They've also got a heated indoor pool, which is a nice touch, and their instructors have experience in both aquatics and diving, so you're learning from the best. You know what really sets them apart, though? They offer a path forward. If you totally fall in love with being in the water, this is one of the few places where you can go straight from your lifeguard training right into scuba diving certifications. How cool is that? So what's it going to cost you? At Swim and Scuba, you're looking at around $395 for the whole course, and that includes all your materials and the certification. A really solid value for what you're getting. Next up, we have Upstate Aquatics. Now, don't let the name fool you. Even though they're based upstate, their certification is valid across all of New York and meets every single standard you need for a job in Nassau or Suffolk. But here's their secret weapon. They go beyond just the training. They actively help their students find jobs by connecting them with staffing partners. That gives you a serious edge when you start your job hunt. Number 4 is Lifeguard Training HQ, and these guys are 100% focused on Long Island. They specialize in both regular and waterfront lifeguarding, and they have really strong connections with local pools and clubs to help you find a job. The big thing people love about them is the personal touch. They keep the class sizes small, so you get a lot more one-on-one time with your instructors. And students say that makes a huge difference in building up their confidence and their skills. And last but not least, we've got Lifeguard Certification Training, or LCT. Their biggest strength is just how flexible they are. They have a bunch of training sites all across Long Island, and they even offer a hybrid model where you do some work online and then go in for the hands-on water skills. Yep, LCT is really known for 2 things: very experienced instructors and incredibly flexible schedules. So if you're juggling school or another job, or just have a crazy schedule, their options could be the perfect solution for you. And what about the cost? For LCT, you're looking at a starting price of around $420 for the full certification, which puts it right in the same ballpark as the other top-notch programs on our list. Okay, so we've gone through 5 excellent options. How in the world do you choose the one that's right for you? Well, let's break it down and put them all side by side to make it a little easier. So here's the bottom line. If your main goal is to absolutely crush the Nassau County exam, Lifeguard Training NY is your best bet. If you're thinking about maybe even getting into scuba diving one day, you gotta go with Swim and Scuba. If getting a job right after the course is your #1 priority, look at Upstate Aquatics. If you want more personal, one-on-one attention, Lifeguard Training HQ is the way to go. And if you just need a course that works with your schedule, LCT is the clear winner for flexibility. So, you've picked your course, you're pumped up, and you're ready to make some waves. So let's talk about that final step and what happens next. Once you pass your course, your lifeguard certification is good for 2 full years. And when it's time to renew, it's super easy. All of these top schools offer simple recertification classes to keep your skills sharp and your certification up to date. So now you have all the info you need to get started on a pretty incredible journey. The only question left is, which shore will you be protecting this summer?